Good afternoon and welcome. Yes, today is time to talk about a show that I generally was thinking about generally thinking about since the moment it came out. And I gotta say this, I love survival games. I love games where your life is on the line and the choices and the pros and cons, things, it makes you feel like I don't trust him or her. And that one thing about survival games is that they always have a a dark side. Like you look at this character and you think he or she is nice, but in that game, during the games, there's always a catch. There's always a dark side to a character. That character's all nice and everything. No. There's always a dark side. Games like Squid Game. Squid Game is a perfect example because each person's storyline was in debt, and each of these characters played a certain role into why they're in debt. And they played these games, red light, green light, tug of war, the cutting cookie thing, the pebble passing, and the step on the glass, each part step on the glass part. But the thing about Squid Game was that it was again one of the best Netflix series. It's so riveting when it comes to survival games. And yeah, there are a lot. There are a lot of those types things, like Ultima game, Death Parade, Future Diary. There's a lot of things. I'm sorry, MB Tomb. But all those have one thing in common. Those survival games. And they put a lot of things on this. So this is my first impression. This is my first review of the show that I was really looking forward to. And a game that makes a lot of choices and interact with characters in some ways. We say money is the root of all evil. What's more important, your friends or your money? And that is what this show is about, the Tomodachi game. Now, I stepped back and kind of took notes on this, so bear with me if I kind of mess up or bear with me here. So, in this review of Tomodachi game episode 1, I like to deeply grasp in what I've just watched. So let's get right to this review. So right then, we kicked off this guy named Katagiri. A young guy, having a job or whatnot. Okay, that's fine. Simple as it is. And he always brag about, he's there for his friends and all that. Okay. Now, he has to make an earning, making a shift because he has to pay 70,000 yen for his school trip. That means one per person. That means he had to put in $566 and worth of time to save up for the trip that everyone has to put up through. Now, along the way, we introduced the cast. Now, here's the cast members. I took notes on this one, so let me just break it down for a bit. First off, let's look at this first guy, Makoto, the blonde-haired dude. He's the class president. He's good at sports, and he's an airhead. Okay, do we trust him? No. Shiko, the vice president with long black hair. Now, they consider her as the president because she's more strict than the president, Makoto's. So that's Makoto. That's why they call her the president, because she's more strict. Now, the only thing why she's like that is because her father is a policeman. Which means, and very strict, which means, by the way, that the father, like when it comes, see, when you have parents, whatever, and they're cops, they are really strict with their kids. And that's why she's very, very strict. Very strict on the whole thing. Now, then you got Tenji with the glasses. Oh, he's a genius. He's communication levels, and he's the top level. He's top level communication skills. But here's the thing. When I watch Squid Game, there's one thing I've learned. Never trust a person with glasses. And just like Squid Game, it did. So, Tenji, I don't trust him. So far, I don't trust the vice president. I don't trust the president. I don't even trust Tenji. And then you got Yutori, a nice girl. Now, she's been bullied in her first year. But now that she's friends with Katagiri and the others, they're not bullying her. And you know what? Again, we're talking about two sides here. Like this. There's two sides of a coin. One side, it tells you, she's a nice girl. Okay. There's something dark within that. You see where I'm getting at? So they all hanging out like friends, we be friends together, and Kataguri has some backstories. It kind of, see, the trick to this Tomodachi game, and we're gonna get a lot from these episodes, is that there's gonna be a lot of flipping backstory to present. From the present to the past, the present and the past. So we're gonna get a lot of those in these episodes. Okay, so the next day they found out that 2 million yen was stolen from the class. 2 million yen, $16,172.33. Am I saying it right? 16,172.33. Yeah, I said it right. Yeah, it's been stolen. I kind of wrote fast here because I was on a rush. But my point is, 2 million yen was taken away, and now they're trying to figure out who stole it. Who stole 2 million yen? Who will steal 2 million yen? For one person only, and that's in debt. So when I look at these 5 friends, it's, again, with Tomodachi game, what I've learned from this, and like all survival games, sometimes the friends are not really your friends. And every survival game, whether it's Squid Game, Future Diary, Tomb, Death Parade, anything that deals with survival games, never trust your friends. Because some way down the road, the friends will betray you. And that's what we got in this one. So one day, at nighttime, Kataguri got a letter. And he's to meet up with the other people. And it turns out the other 4 has got the same letter from him. And then all of a sudden, all 5 of them got captured, and they all they all got to play this game. They got to play these certain games to get out of debt. That's it. That's the whole summary. But for every penalty, their debt increase more. And who's the controller of the game? Who explained all those rules is that Chucky is that big, happy-go-lucky character you see in Danganronpa. I kind of forgot about Danganronpa, to be honest. I felt like, because to me, Danganronpa was the show that I remember watching because it's a survival game too. Oh, and especially Wolf's games, it's coming back to me. See, even that Wolf game, when they had to sit down and pick who's the wolf and who's the villager. I remember that one. See, it's coming back to me. It's coming back. But again, you got one mascot who's like the mascot for Danganronpa, because one is the bear. This was just a big-ass child mascot from an anime series who got Chucky overalls. And explaining all these games, explaining you're in debt and all that, how the rules is split to each person's in debt. Now, the first rule is this. Each character had to pick a name, and they can't reveal their numbers. They can't reveal it. All it shows on the back of their ID, it says negative 4 million. That's their debt. But now that they revealed it, and they're all at the negative 8 million. So now it's like, oh my God. But that's okay. That's okay. It's their first time. So for this one, the game's like this. You can't reveal the debt that you're in. You can't reveal it. That's it. So if I have my name and I'm not showing you the debt, I'll get it more. But if I have the name and debt, I have to cover it, because if I show you my name, it's gonna be in debt, and then we'll be trouble. So the first game is, these 5 friends, quote, had to answer a question within the envelopes. Each of them has to open the envelope like so and read it. And if the question is right or wrong, right, they have to move that coin, that big ass yen coin, to yes or no. That's simple. Okay, simple. And just when you thought that was easy, hell no. So their first question was, a little practice thing, so they answered the first question and went to no. And then the MC is turning a blind eye. He's like, wait, the fuck? Wait a minute. Someone's a traitor, because no way, that can't be right. But then the traitor gets more and more intense with the vice president answering 1 + 1. Does 1 + 1 equal 2? Now we all know 1 + 1 is 2. We all know that. But that didn't stop that coin, because everybody went to no. In that moment, once they said 1 + 1 is 2, that literally just blocked everything and just said, screw it. There's a traitor among us. There's a wolf among us. It's like, see, that's the thing. Again, two-sided coin here. Everyone is suspicious. There's a traitor among them. And to be honest, each of them plays a certain role here. I mean, look at that. I mean, Makoto the blonde, he was smirking like, yeah, like, come on, suspicious right there. It's just crazy. It's just crazy. They each was answering questions of their own. But here's the thing. The envelope didn't have any questions. That's the thing. There were no questions. It was just you and giving y'all a question. So basically, an empty envelope that says, okay, give everyone a question. Meaning, I could just say a question and you have to agree on it. Like, for example, if I was have an envelope and I say 2 plus 3 is 5. 2 plus 3 equals 5. Would you trust me on that? Will you trust me? Oh, okay, I'm gonna move my coin to no. You don't trust me? See, that's the thing. And with the MCs having these flashbacks, backstories about this, because think about this. His mom said, money's not important. Your friends are. The father's like, on the other side, his father's like, money is everything in the world. So now, because he's always relying on his friends, and now he's thinking about the whole money thing. So again, what do you realize? What do you really want in this Tomodachi game? What do you really want in life? Your friends or money? Sure, money help you get you things, and sure, money helps you pay rent and pay other bills and all that. I get it. Help you go to anime conventions. I get all of that. But your friends are important to you, because without friends, you won't even talk about anime. Without friends, you won't even mingle on PlayStation and play Apex or Fortnite. Well, without friends can help you hook you up with a job or whatnot. But still, you see what I'm trying to say? What's important? What's more important? Your friends or money? That's the whole thing about this Tomodachi game. Who do you trust and who do you don't trust? That's the key to this. And I like how they show with the admin, the one with the pink hair. She's the admin to this whole Tomodachi game. And that's her assistant, because there's a lot of groups that failed this first round. They in group C. Meaning there are other players that we're gonna see. Thus, the ending gave us that. I mean, it did show other players. But I like the ending, but I do like that cliffhanger ending part. When the MC had that turn of his look, like from a happy, lucky look to a serious look to that crazy look. He said, hey. And you can't talk. See, in this game, you can't talk, because if you break silence, everyone's in debt. And he screwed it up with that question. He said, wait, before I move, do you want to know about Secret Hour pennies? In that moment, that literally broke silence and the entire thing. It was like, huh? And oh my God, he did that. He did that on purpose. But again, I'm looking at the MC and I still don't trust him. There's like, out of all these five friends are having not a time of their life. What I'm trying to say is all 5 of these are tormented by trust. A lot of trust issues in this one. Like, just because they're friends doesn't mean we're not. That doesn't mean we're actually friends. So to summarize this episode, debt, friends, money, trust. Those are the things that makes this first episode makes you want to there's going to be some depths coming along. There's going to be some depths. Debts and death. Depths and depths. So we're going to see that. I hope we see that. I really hope we get to that. And I know we're going to get some dark, twisted stories within these 5 friends. And I know we're going to get that. I'm looking forward to that as much as the next guy. So a first episode impression of this, I got to say, really impressive how they make these, really impressive how they're going to make all these other games really riveting and revealing their dark secrets. And I'm pretty sure we're all going to see those soon. So I look forward for next week's episode Tomodachi game, and I'm sure you will.